it's Bree, and I actually do have a story for you. I just woke up, but as soon as I woke up, I got a little ready for you guys because my first priority was like sitting here and telling you guys this story, mainly because I have never been in a situation like this before in my life, and I want to see if anybody else has been in a situation like this. I'm gonna tell you guys about how I feel like I met my soulmate, but like it was just bad timing. It was literally like one of those misconnection things. Let's just get into the story because it's really not even that long. I was at a party. This was probably like 2016, and yeah, this was probably like late 2016, early 2017. And I went to like a party at a gallery because like one of my friends had died, and the party was like an art show slash like a celebration of her death. And so it was like Mando, like I had to go to that. I wanted to go to this event so bad that I went with a girl that wasn't even really my friend. Like we were friends, we were cool, but I didn't even really know her like that. Like we were only really friends off social media. And I needed somebody to go with, and she needed somebody to go with. So we linked up when she got off work, and we went. And so, make a long story short, I was with somebody, but I was basically by myself. Like, when she saw other people, I didn't know who she was with. You know what I'm saying? So, I was basically there for, like, conversation and meeting new people. Because the people that I knew that were already there, like, they was on some other shit. I was just like, okay, I want to go to the back. I want to smoke. Like, there's nobody here worth talking to. Like, and I asked the homegirl, I'm like, do you want to come with me? And she's like, yeah. So then we go back there. And then she brought her friend, who I was like, you know, getting along with, because her friend wanted to like chain smoke her cigarettes. I guess her Asian friend knew this other Asian guy. And so he came over. And like he was like all over the place. Like he saw I had weed, he had Hennessy, you know, he was just like one of those kind of kids. And so I was like he low-key gave me like hype beast vibes. Like I don't know him like that. I'm not saying that he is a hype beast, but like from looking at him, like he gave me like hype beast vibes or whatever. And he was just like all over the place, like, oh, you got the Henny, you got the Henny. So it was like us three girls, and then it was him. And then it was like his friend, and his friend was fine as hell. Like I just noticed him because I kind of like people who are like chill. Like I'm really animated, I'm really loud, but I have my moments where I am 100% not that. And I gravitate to people who are more so like that, because it's like a good balance. Like they can appreciate the moments where I'm not being loud and crazy, because that's already how they are. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of like gravitate to that. He was fine as hell. He was tall. You know what I'm saying? He was like 6 feet or like 6'1", and he had this like Superman haircut. Like I don't have like a certain type of man, but like he was fitting the molds of what that man could be. But of course, me being a Capricorn, I didn't say nothing to him. I was just thinking all this stuff in my head. I'm like, I'm not saying none of this. We were basically talking about like mental illness and like, you know, feeling suicidal and things like that, because that's how my friend had passed away. Like she was dealing with depression. You know, the friend that we were there to honor, that's how she had passed on. So it wasn't really weird that that conversation had came up at a party, because technically we were there in remembrance of my friend. This girl said something and it got both of our attention. I would say something and then he would piggyback off of that, and then what he would say would like actually be insightful, and then I would turn to him and I'd be like, what? And then that's how the conversation, you know, that's how it blossomed, I guess is the word I'm looking for. After that situation that I just laid out, I kind of started to realize like, damn, like beauty and brains. Like I started to see that not only was he hot and like well dressed, but he was like really smart and highly articulated. I had to make fun of him a little bit just so I could feel comfortable. So I'm like, you know, I'm getting this banter going, and it's going back and forth. It's really good. And that's just crazy. It was just a good feeling to like be mutually attracted to someone and be able to have like an intelligent conversation. But of course, me being me, I had to play it cool. Like I couldn't be too friendly, you know. I had to like spread myself around, make it seem like I was exclusive or things like that. And I don't really feel like I was. I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie. I was gonna say I don't feel like I was doing it consciously, but I really was doing it consciously because I knew that I liked him. Like, it was like instant attraction, bitch. Like, I needed to get away from him. The party had like gravitated outside because, you know, people get drunk. The open bars already by the door. We was out there doing hood rat things with our friends. Somebody came up to me because I was being social, and they were like, let me take your picture. So I took a few pictures with like the friend that I came with, the people that I was meeting, and my soulmate. So like, the animated guy that he was with, he like runs up to us when he sees like I'm getting my pictures taken and like the flash is going off. He's like, oh snap, we taking pictures. So like, he like separated us. So in the picture that I have, it's like my homegirl is me right here with the Henny, it's his friend, and then it's him like in the lower corner. And it's just like, it sucks because I remember when I got those pictures back, I was just like, why was he there? Like, I just really wanted that kid to get out the picture because he ruined it. And so we're like, yeah, where's the afters? Where we going after this? Where we going after this? Like, this spot's burnt, like whatever. And so I'm like, I was like, okay, so my friend was playing like Too Short or something like that. And I was like standing on his car door. Like, you know, like when you're getting out of a car and there's like that place right there. I don't know, but I was like standing like on his car door, just socializing, being like, you know, a social butterfly. And once again, here comes my soulmate. Like, literally, like, it was weird. Like, I wasn't even looking for him or none of that. And it wasn't until he was like in my face that I saw that like I obviously had caught his attention from across the room or across whatever, because he would like, when he finally came face to face to me, I could literally see in his face that he was like gravitated to me. Like, he had to come to me, like drawn to me. And that like, that made me feel good inside. I'm not gonna lie, I felt good about myself. I'm like, damn, like, however you feel, I feel the same way. Believe it. I'm just trying so hard not to show it right now. And so we exchanged social media, and I begged him to come to the afters. I was like, please, like, wherever we're going next, come with us, come with us. And that was my way of like getting his phone number. So I got his phone number, I got his social media, and I was like, I have to see you again. Like, we're gonna see each other again. And he had that same energy. He's like, no, like, I will see you again. And so that was like in October. No, was it January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September? So this had to be like end of September, early October, okay? Because I got his social media, I got his number, and then I didn't really talk to him for a while. As I sit here and tell this, I kind of feel like maybe this was like a mixed connection, you know, right person, wrong time kind of thing, because I had a lot of stuff going on personally that I wasn't even willing to open up and talk to him about, you know. And I'm pretty sure he felt the same way, because we had like added each other on Snapchat, and like I was learning so much about him through Snapchat. Like, he would send me snaps making music, he would send me snaps of like music that I had never heard before. And to me, that's how like real solid relationships form. That's how like real true connections form, when you're just being like two human beings and sharing each other. And he was really doing that. And at the time, I didn't really peep, because at the time I was focused on being a better version for myself. So when we linked back up, my life wouldn't be as terrible as I knew that it was. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even realize that he was like opening up to me and like sharing in his own way his life and like his interests, you know. And he would send me snaps at like job interviews, because him and I at the same time, we were like consistently going on job interviews. Like I said, I was just trying to be solid. I was trying to pay my bills. I've done story times on this, so it kind of makes sense why this timeline lines up, because I told you guys I was a stripper. I told you guys I used to sugar. So I told you guys I couldn't pay my bills, you know what I'm saying? So when he would like ask me to hang out, I would like agree and then flake on him like a lot. Like for 2 weeks, I would tell him that I was gonna hang out and then forget, or just like the day of not even reply. He's a Virgo and I'm like a Capricorn, so I didn't know until I really started talking to my friends that were Virgos that like they can't tolerate that. Like that really bruises their ego, because it's like, bitch, I don't even like open up to people, and I'm trying to open up with you and you keep curving me, so I'm good. Like, obviously you're rejecting me. So I kind of feel like maybe he kind of saw it as like, well, maybe she's not as interested in me as I am, because I kept curving him. But I kept curving him because I wanted to be like a better version of me for him. And I had only met him once, and I just knew that like he deserved something better than what I had to offer. And I needed to dump my ex-boyfriend, but I was like still dependent on him. Like my ex was helping me out so much, you know? So it was really like, if you guys have never heard Next Lifetime by Erykah Badu, listen to that song after this video, because that's literally this situation. Damn near like a month went by before I hung out with him, because we hung out that Halloween weekend. The day that we finally agreed on that we were gonna meet, I was like mad late, because like my hair, you know, like when your hair just isn't doing what you want it to do, and you have like a little mental breakdown in the mirror because you're like, why is this not working? So yeah, that was happening, you know. And I ended up being like hella late, on top of the fact that I was broke, so I had to catch the bus. Like I just kind of felt like I had to kick it with him or I was gonna lose him. So I literally hung out with him, no money in my bank account. I probably had like 30 cents low-key. Like low-key I was broke, and I told him that, and he was like, look, I'm broke, but I want to hang out, like I will pay for everything. And I was like, well, if you paying, I'm on my way. I get there, oh my god, he looked so good. We looked like completely opposite, and I like that. I love surrounding myself with people who are like the complete opposite of me. And he was on his like preppy, like early 1990s swag, and I was just like, this boy is hot. Like he looked so good without even trying. This is the part of the story where it's like, I really just feel like, why did this have to happen? Like, I don't know. I just feel like the universe worked against us. So we go on our first date, and you know, we both wanted to use this opportunity to get to know each other, to communicate, to have one-on-one, face-to-face, and talk about all the things that we were talking about, like in text, in Snap. Like, bro, we were connecting. I'm not even gonna lie, we were developing a bond. Our conversation was good, it was flowing, and we were having like a good banter because we were two intelligent people. And this lonely guy next to us, I guess like he kept laughing, you know, at what we were saying, and he kind of like put us in a position where we allowed him to, you know, come in on our conversation. We allowed him in on the banter because we were trying to be friendly, and like he was sitting by himself, and we knew that we were funny, you know? We were both trying to be nice, which is rare for me. That's how you know I was trying to impress him, bitch. I was trying to be nice. This bitch overstayed his welcome. He hijacked our entire date. We were there for about like 2.5 hours, and he took up majority of the time that we was there. Like I'm not even over exaggerating, bro. Like I feel like me and my soulmate, we only had like the first 30 minutes that we were there together, and the whole rest of the time was about this stranger man that was sitting next to us. And I felt bad because at one point I just completely shut down. Like I was over him. Like by the time I was on my 3rd beer, I just didn't even want to entertain this guy anymore. I'm like, can't you tell that like we came together? We didn't come with you. You weren't waiting for us. Like, why are you still talking to us for this fucking long? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I had kind of like shut down and let my soulmate carry the conversation. And we stayed at this place until it was basically time to close. So when we left, I had an attitude because I'm like, we were here long enough to where I could have felt so like into you. I could have felt like I knew so much more about you, and I missed that opportunity because of this guy. Like I was blaming this guy. Like as soon as we walked out, I was like, I hated that guy, like straight up. And he looked at me, and I will never forget this in my life. He looked at me, he was like, oh my god, me too. And I was like, you were talking to him the whole time. Like, what do you mean you hated him? Like, you were engaging this fool like the entire time. And he was like, I was just being nice. Like, I thought that that's what we were doing. Like, I was just being nice. Like, and I was just like, oh my god, if you had told me, if you had just sent me a text, I would have shut that down. Like, I would have been the aggressor in that situation if you just had to let me know that that's how you felt. And then he told me the same thing. He's like, if you just gave me a look or any kind of sign, I would have just stopped it. And it was just crazy to me that we were both on the same page, but we were both trying to be nice to a stranger, to impress each other, and we missed out. When we both came to that realization, we started making out like right there. Like right there, we instantly became like glued to each other. Like I was like so into him. He was so into me. It was so beautiful, especially for that to be my first date. That does not happen. That's why I wanted to make this video. I'm like, has this happened to anybody else before? Like, I've only seen shit like this in movies. We go to like this Halloween party that was like in East LA, and my friend was throwing that as well. And I'm like, are you sure you want to go? Because like I said, at this point I was kind of like jaded, but there was nothing else to do, and it was about to be Halloween. We both wanted to celebrate Halloween. Man, it was such a good day, bro. Like, We got on the train. We were making out all on the train. We were like so close to each other. We were like inseparable. And I remember we came up because we had to go to like Union Station, which is like the last stop that all the trains in LA go to. And so we get off on Union Station and we were just like on some Disney fairy tale, like, you know, like in Sleeping Beauty, where she's like dancing with her prince and her fairies just keep like changing the dress. That's how I felt. Like, I just felt like I was so into him. I didn't even realize that like my dress was changing. I didn't even realize that there were fairies. And so we get off the train and he's like taking my picture. And I'm just like, I always wanted a boyfriend like that, where I didn't have to ask him to take my picture. He just appreciated me. He wanted to see me in that moment. And it wasn't for social media. It was just genuine appreciation of who I was as a human being. And I didn't feel like that with anybody else that I have ever been with, anybody that I ever talked to, anybody that I ever dated, anybody that I was ever a girlfriend to. I had never felt appreciated at the core of who I was. And I was being me. I wasn't trying to impress him anymore. I was being me. Because I remember I was being like so independent. I'm like, we have to get on the bus. We have to get on the train. He's like, look, it's fine. Like, I will Uber us. Like, this part of town is weird. I would just rather we're both safe and we get an Uber. So he Ubered us to the actual party. Bro, the whole party, we were just glued to each other. Like, we had no interest in anybody else. We were just together, making out like that entire party, talking to each other in each other's face, telling each other, oh my god, I want to be with you for the rest of the night. And this was more than like, oh, you guys were like drunk. This was like real shit. Like, we were really connecting. And I remember like I've never felt like that, especially in a social setting. Like, I've had like boyfriends and they come with me to parties and I want to be across the room. I'm acting like I'm single. I don't want nobody to know that that's my man. But he, like, I just wanted everybody to know that this was mine. I was just like so enthralled in him. He was like my prized possession and I was his. And it just felt good to have that. We were probably at this party for about like an hour and 30 minutes. Like, it really was like too crowded, and then we had to pay to get in, and like we only really cared about each other. So when it got like a certain amount of time and we knew that we were both going to get the train home, we were like, we gotta leave because the train stops running at 2. Even after we left the party, we just sat together on the curb because we couldn't enjoy each other at the restaurant, and we just sat on the curb and we just talked. And he told me stuff about himself, and I was just shocked that he was like opening up to me, and it made me open up to him. And we were just there on the curb on like Halloween, or like 2 days before Halloween, and it was literally a scene out of a movie. Like, I'm sitting on the curb, I'm talking to him, all these people are passing by in costumes. And here's something that's funny. We were talking so long in front of these cars that when we looked over, we thought that somebody was in the car the whole time. And I was embarrassed and he was embarrassed because we were telling each other some dark secrets. And when we saw like somebody put a mask on their seat, we were spooked. We were like literally scared. So it was like literally something out of a movie. And yeah, like I remember we go home, best date of my life. We go to the train station and his train pulled up first, and we like, it was just so passionate. We like passionately embraced and like we're making out, and then he gets on the train and I turned my back because I didn't want to see him like go away, but like he got on the train and I watched the train go away. And then it turned into like the worst night of my life because nothing ran on schedule for me, and I ended up getting home like really late, like really late. I felt stranded, you know what I'm saying, but I just thugged it out and I just kept that memory close to my heart. I'm like, I can't believe I'm going through this right now, but this was still one of the best nights of my life. And I wanted to text him and I wanted to tell him, oh my god, I'm still out here, like I can't believe this, but I just had too much pride. Like, he probably actually would have Ubered me, but I just had too much pride and I didn't want him to be worried about me, you know. So I mean, I didn't see him again to this day. Like I said, he was looking for a job, and in his job search, a job was offered to him to like, yeah, we're gonna hire you, but you have to move to Arizona. He wanted that independence. The job was gonna pay him good, and he didn't see any reason not to go to Arizona. But the part that sucks, and the part that is why I really feel like jaded, like I really feel some type of way about this story, is because he didn't tell me that he was moving to Arizona until the day before he was already like leaving. Like, I was trying to like hang out with him because I wanted to feel that feeling again, and he was curving me how I was curving him. And I'm selfish, so I was like, I couldn't believe it. Didn't even dawn on me that I had done the same thing to him. It didn't even dawn on me that he was trying to reach out to me, and I wasn't happy with my life, so I was kind of like curving him. And now, you know, he was doing that to me. We've had the conversation, so now I know that he was basically doing the same thing. Like, he knew that he had got a job that was offering him to go to Arizona. He knew that he was going to have to move, and it was just awkward for him to tell me that. Like, it was awkward to pursue further if he was just going to have to turn around and leave. And I understand that, but like, that hurt my feelings so bad. It hurt my feelings so bad because, like, I even tried to hang out with him the same night. I remember I was drunk, and I was like, dude, I'll come to you right now. Like, you're not just gonna leave, and I don't get to... Like, I was showing him in my own way that, like, he mattered to me. He was just like, no, like, when I go to Arizona, you can come see me. Like, when I'm settled in, you can come see me. He goes to Arizona, and... he was, girl, I'm not even gonna lie, I was thirsty. He was there for about like a week, and I was like, okay, so when am I coming? And he's like, I want to get settled in. I want to acquire paid time off. And when he was telling me all these things, I'm like, bro, you're not serious. Like, you're not trying to link. Like, you're not about that life, because a person like me, I'm willing to make it happen, to see you again, to get that feeling again. And, you know, when he moved to Arizona, like, our conversation really fell off. And it's kind of my fault, and it's kind of his fault. Like, he knew that he was like a really bad texter. He takes responsibility for that. He's the kind of person, he's just like an old man. Like, he deleted his social media. He doesn't really, he likes face-to-face communication, like human-to-human communication. And I don't know, like, he just has a vendetta against social media and iPhones and things like that. So the way his personality is set up, plus the distance, plus my ego, and like, I don't like double texting. Like, I don't want to keep texting you, and you're not replying. Like, you're gonna see your phone. Even if you hate your phone, you're gonna pick your phone up. So my pride mixed with his own thing that he had over there going on, it made our communication suffer. And basically one day, after like 2 months of him already, 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 months of him already living in Arizona, I just texted him one day and I was like, you're whack as fuck for going to Arizona, not telling me. And when you do tell me, telling me the day before. Like, you're whack as fuck for that. Like, I just kind of like told him straight up, like, why did you do that? And you knew that I liked you. And he just owned up to it. He didn't really go into depth why he did it, but he owned up to it. And he recognized how it made me feel, and he recognized that it was wrong. You get me? Another reason why I wanted to do this story time is because, you know, around that time where my roommate like had my camera and I went to the Bay and I was like, I'm gonna strip, I'm gonna get my camera back. Like, basically when my life was like falling to shit, I had reached out to him because I had lost all inspiration from my channel. I was just like, can you give me like inspiration? Can you help me? Because I feel like an imposter. I feel like, what am I doing? I feel like I don't know what I'm doing on my channel anymore, and I just need like insight. And you're a really smart guy. In this conversation, he tells me he has a girlfriend. I was maintaining this hope that I would go to Arizona, because when the second Halloween passed, like the Halloween of last year, he told me that I could come out there and spend like a weekend with him out there in Arizona. And then he like changed his mind. And he texted me like 2 weeks or a week after Halloween and was like, oh, I'm sorry that you ended up not coming. And it made me feel good. I was holding on to hope. I'm like, you know, yeah, he's a bad texter, but he follows through. He takes responsibility. Even I forgot that he invited me to go out there, and he followed up. I don't know, I just feel like even with our distance, the fact that he still maintained that like level of respect for me, and that he still like valued my time to that extent, I guess. I don't know if I'm starting to sound like a girl now, but I really was like, I felt good. I'm like, damn, like this is a real guy right here. Like, you know, so to still maintain that hope that like one day we're going to be together, one day the timing is going to be right. And, you know, for him to tell me at like a vulnerable moment, a shitty moment actually in my life, that he had a girlfriend, why? Like, why? Like, why? Like, I knew he was in Arizona. I knew that he moved to a completely different state and he was there for over a year. I knew that obviously he was going to find somebody to like him. He is a great catch. Why wouldn't that happen? Pretty sure he probably felt the same way about me. But just where I was in life, I was just so defeated. I was just so defeated. I'm like, damn, like it happened. Like, I have to let this hope go that one of the best people I've ever met I'm not gonna be with, or I can't be with right now. I don't know, I just felt so negative about the situation because I felt so negative about my life. And that was like one of the last things that I wanted to hear, because I looked to him as like a good person, a good friend, and his girlfriend ruined that, because now there's like boundaries. Now I can't come to you how I want to come to you. I can't flirt with you how I want to flirt with you. I can't be on that level that I want to be, because I have to respect your girl. You know what I'm saying? So I never even really replied to that message specifically. I replied to his messages because he had good advice for me, and he offered like brilliant insight that nobody else that I know offers me. Seriously, like, his girlfriend is so, like, that's a lucky bitch, and she doesn't even know. And that's what I told my coworker. I'm like, does she know what she has? Here's how the story ends now. And like, hopefully, you know, maybe down the line I'll be able to do an update. But like, here's the newest story as of now. He texted me probably about, let me look at my phone. This is going on like the 3rd week since he's texted me. He kind of reached out to me in the same way that I reached out to him, where it's like, dude, like, this creative life. He's like, man, I'm getting discouraged. I'm getting all these no's left and right. I gave him something that my family would tell me, something that I would tell myself, and I just made sure that my homie was not a quitter. And, you know, at the end of the conversation, he's like, you know, thanks for being there, thanks for being a friend, like, reach out more, like, stay in touch. And I was just kind of like, don't you have a girlfriend? Like, I'm not even trying to be your friend. If you have a girlfriend, I don't want to be your friend. I don't. Like, I don't know if that sounds petty or not, but I went to bed and I kind of felt like, what is he going through over there? Like, what is my soulmate going through over there? Where it's like, he wanted to reach out to me, and he wanted me to continue to reach out to him. And even in the conversation, he's like, what's your channel again? Oh wait, I'm already subscribed. I'm like, okay, all right, we have a supporter. It's the little shit like that that means a lot to me. And I feel like a lot of you guys are gonna be able to relate. Like, as this stuff comes out of my mouth, I just feel like so corny, so like cliche, you know what I'm saying? Because I swear I'm not even that girl. But to have experienced it and know what that feels like, it sucks ass that it was technically in real life only for a day. That's the story of how I met my soulmate. I really feel like that's where it ends right now. I feel like I made myself clear on how I feel about the situation from beginning to end, even right now. But this is the part where I really want to hear from you guys. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and turn that thumbs up. Blue. Support your girl. Get those fingers moving in the comments below, and please like help me feel less alone. Give me advice. Do you think that this was like a misconnection? Do you think that like maybe when the timing is right, we actually will be in a relationship? Do you think that I should stop being like petty and like try to pursue a friendship because he's obviously a good person? Have you guys been in situations like this? Let's talk in those comments below. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Till next time.